Militarily Speaking, episode 75, Major Terrell Murdoch.
This episode, we talk with Major Terrell Murdoch, Army Banking Officer, U.S. Army Financial Management Command.
Welcome to Militarily Speaking, brought to you by Armed Forces Bank. This is Tom McLean and Jodi Vickery. I'm the military retail executive for Armed Forces Bank, and Jodi is, I don't know, yesterday it was one title, today it's another title.
I think we should just put will work for food.
All right.
That works for me.
Chief Digital Officer. What a cool name. So congratulations. You got promoted to Major when? You remember the day?
I got promoted. It was in March of, last year. So
March of 23.
Yep.
What's the exact date?
March 1st, 2023.
He made that up, didn't he?
They like to promote on the first of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny how dates have different, like my husband can tell you the exact day, time, hour, I think when he retired, and he can tell you it was 20 years, this many days, this many hours.
Yeah.
Certain dates have a lot of meaning.
You got a lot of time left though, don't you?
I do. I have a decent amount of time. If I'm talking about 20 years, I have about, nine years left to get to the 20-year mark now.
No, you're over halfway now. So
they dangle that term general in front of me. I don't know.
Yeah. You're on the downhill run, man. You're halfway there. Again, welcome to our show. We're excited to have you listening and learning all about our guest, Major Terrell Murdoch. I'm going to tell our audience a little bit about you. You have a very distinguished bio, so bear with me. This is all information you know, but our audience, of course, wouldn't. So I do want to share it because I think it's all important and well-deserved accolades. Major Terrell Murdoch was born on May 8th, 1991 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He graduated from Northwestern State University of Louisiana with a bachelor's degree in finance on May 10th, 2013, and commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Armor Branch. After completing the Armor Basic Officer Leaders course at Fort Benning, Georgia, he was assigned to the 3rd Squadron 89th Cavalry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team of the 10th Mountain Division. Major Murdoch deployed in September of 2015 to 2016 to Afghanistan in support of Operation Resolute Support, where he served as a platoon leader with Alpha Troop 3 of the 89 Cav. Upon redeployment from Afghanistan, he served as the Infantry Dismounted Reconnaissance Troop Executive Officer.
Wow. Keep going because you're on a roll.
I know. I'm trying for Charlie Troop 3 of the 89 Cav. I don't want my husband to hear this and have me come home and be like, I can't believe you read that wrong.
The 389.
Yeah. He deployed with Charlie Troop 3 of the 89 Cav from October 2017 to 2018 to Iraq in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Upon returning from Iraq, Major Murdoch transitioned to the finance branch, completing the Financial Manager's Branch course and Captain Career course in December 2018. He received his first finance assignment as the Brigade S8 for 1 Brigade Combat Team 101st Airborne Air Assault from 2019 to 2021.
Bravo.
Yes, Airborne.
You took the acronym and actually made it the full thing.
I did that on the fly too. So yeah, everybody be impressed. He then served as the Alpha Detachment Commander in the 101st Financial Management Support Unit, or FMSU, from 2021 to 2022. Major Murdoch was then selected to attend training with industry, which we're going to talk a lot about today, from 2022 to 2023. And currently he is serving as the Department of the Army Banking Officer at U.S. Army Financial Management Command. Major Murdoch's military education includes a lot of things, I will just say. Armor Basic Officers Leader Course, Army Reconnaissance Course, Army Combatives Level 1, Army Combatives Level 2, Financial Manager's Branch Course, Casualty Notification Officer and Casualty Assistance Officer, Fiscal Law, Planning, Programming, Budgeting, Execution, PPBE for those that like the shortened version, Financial Management, Operational Budget, Internal Control Program Manager, Defense Travel System Administration, GFEBS Fund Certification, Mountain Athlete Warrior. That's kind of cool. I would like to hear about that a little bit. I wouldn't want to probably do it, but I'd love to hear about it. Financial Manager's Captain Career Course and Training with Industry. There it is again. So we're teasing the whole podcast with this.
By the way, that whole paragraph covered my entire life.
He's done more in that paragraph than maybe both of us combined. Yes. Yep. So it gets better, Tom. So you might feel more inadequate.
Why don't we just
as we proceed?
Okay, that's the end of his bio. That's it.
No, he's got more.
All right, keep going.
He's got more. He holds a bachelor's degree in finance from Northwestern State University of Louisiana, master's degree in business administration from Trident University, business analytics, Microsoft Excel specialist, Six Sigma yellow belt, and illicit finance analyst, IFA. Major Murdoch's awards and decoration include the Order of St. Maurice, Legionnaire Medallion, Army Bronze Star Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal, the Army Commendation Medal with Bronze Oak Leaf Cluster and C device, Army Achievement Medal, Meritorious Unit Citation with Bronze Oak Leaf, National Defense Service Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Army Service Ribbon, the Overseas Ribbon, the NATO Medal, the Expert Soldier Badge, Pathfinder, and Air Assault Badge.
He was one shy of the number of ribbons I've received in my life.
Like your track and field from grade school does not count, Tom.
Because I won the typing award, right?
Yeah.
For 92 words a minute.
I don't think that's the same kind of medal.
I know.
Okay.
And I won a spelling bee.
Also not I got out in the first round in our spelling bee.
What was the word?
Shirt. I was little, in my defense.
Full disclosure.
I was having flashbacks to trying to put my husband's blues together with some of these and where the little oak leaf clusters and all of that goes. So,
by the way, full disclosure, Terrell, I came in second. I lost on iridescent.
You know what, Tom? I can see that.
Yeah.
I like you already. I like you already.
I will always know how to spell iridescent going forward.
Good. I mean, it's a good thing to know in life, because it's a commonly used word. So welcome. It is an honor to have you on our show. Thank you for being with us and for agreeing to put up with Tom for the next however long we're together. I want to start a little bit with just your military career. I'd love to just hear everybody's story about why they joined is different, right? I'd love to hear a little bit about your decision to join the Army and how your journey has led you to your recent promotion to Major. We talked about that in spring of last year.
22 months ago, give or take.
So I'd just love a little bit of backstory on you to start us off.
Okay. So as far as my military career goes, I'll say I grew up as a weird kid, right? So when I was in 6th grade, I had my life plan already created for me. Say I'm gonna be either an NFL player. That was my first choice.
Solid choice. Yeah.
Second would be the Army, and then third was like, hey, if that didn't work out, I'll be an accountant. So my NFL dreams didn't go as planned. So as that happened, I looked towards that second option was the Army. And I grew up passionate for it. And it was mainly through TV shows and movies. My dad, he liked war films. So I grew up passionate from watching that. So I've always wanted to join. And it also too, me being a competitor, me being a leader in sports, it helped tie that too. It kept that sense of belonging going in me, because I didn't want that to die. And obviously, I got my finance degree and business degree. So if I get kicked out today or tomorrow, I can fall back on that as well.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And there's still time early to be in the NFL. I mean,
yeah, there is.
Truth be told.
What position?
So I play cornerback and a receiver.
So like Deion's son, right? Because he plays both DB and...
That's not his son.
And
that's not his son. That's
right. I was thinking of, is that
How do
Taylor?
I know more about that than you do?
That's like a nephew.
Can you edit this? Yeah.
That's Travis Hunter.
You're good.
I know. There's more where that came from.
His son, the quarterback's pretty good too.
Well, he's got two sons on the team.
Defensive back and a quarterback.
He got two sons. One's a quarterback and one's a safety.
Yep. What else can I tell you about football, Tom?
Let's go back to Major Murdoch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've known each other, right, for a few years. You've known Renee probably a little bit longer, but we've talked sports, we talked movies, right? We've talked real estate, we've talked the economy. But let's talk about you a little bit further. You talked about, the football, the Army, the finance side, the accounting side of the house. But so what makes you tick? I'm going to ask that one question I hate to be asked, but I'm going to ask you anyway, right? What gets you up every day? What fires you up every day? Who inspires you? What makes you do what you want to do? Because you've, like Jodi, and you've talked about the passion that you have for what you do for our country, but what drives you?
So I'll say for me, my life purpose. For me, I feel my purpose is that I was put on this earth to create change within my family, right? That general wealth capability. And to the point right now, I say I've been achieving that goal. I'm not there yet, but I've been achieving that goal. And what I mean by change that is every generation, I think within a family, you want to get better and better. You don't want to stay stagnant. So I've took the knowledge that I've gained through the military, meeting different personnel on how to better your finances and being educated in that arena to take it to where, your kids and their kids have the ability to be financially set moving forward. And I think that was my purpose. And not only for my family, but I'm spreading that wealth against anybody that I meet to share that knowledge. And that's one of the things that make me tick. The other thing is my family. I think it's important to have family and friends around you. That way you're able to enjoy the good times, and that way you can get through the bad times as well. So those are the two things, my life purpose and my family.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a good answer. Good job starting off with a good one.
I know that was Chat GPT.
Was it?
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
That seemed legitimate.
That actually seemed very genuine and
Yes.
authentic. But
Yes.
but if you fast forward 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, we can't predict that. But where would you be either when you got out of the military or even in the next 5 years while you're still in the military? Is there a certain aspiration you have?
There is. So one path that I'm following right now is to get certified. So first step would be a accredited financial counselor. Next step is to be a certified financial advisor. And that's something I can do right now while I'm in the military, get those 2 certifications. So once I'm done, again, if I want to go into that area, I do have that option.
That's good. Those are both really good certifications to go after.
They're
for
portable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. What would you tell, kind of to build on that answer, which I love, what would you tell a young man or young woman that is thinking about joining the military today in today's world with everything that's going on? What advice would you give them? Is there advice that you've either just learned along the way through your own experiences, or that maybe a mentor's given you along the way that you would put a bug in their ear about as they make that decision to join or to not join?
Oh, yes, definitely. So I will break down that question into 2 parts. So the first one is short term. So if you're someone that don't necessarily know what you want to do long term, the Army is a great option because it offers you the ability to gain a certification, gain experience, and also get paid while you're doing it. So if you do say, hey, this is what I want to do long term, now you're in that particular field. And if not, you can go into a field that way you can get a certification. One example is when I was a platoon leader, I had a soldier that was a signal soldier, and he dealt with computers. And during his time, he completed all his certifications. And now he got out after 4 years, and he's a certified IT technician, making a decent amount of money on the outside. And vice versa, long term, if you're somebody that loves to lead, inspire, and make a difference, you can do it long term. And at the end of it, I'll say it does have a pretty nice retirement package.
As the spouse of a retiree, I would say yes.
Emphatically.
Yes.
So thank you for another good answer. He's getting good at these answers. I got to throw him for a curveball so he messes up.
Yeah, you've been warned.
Well, yeah. So we were introduced, thanks to Renee Fairchild, I'm going to say her name as much as I can today, through the Department of the Army's Training with Industry program, right?
Yeah.
And it's been around for more than a couple decades.
Yes.
We're very proud of that. I think you're proud to have been a graduate of that program too. And from the Tony Taylors of the world to other people that have come and gone and graduated, I think they all have praise for the program and how they benefited from it and how it's memorable for them and what they learned. So you cover operations, retail, payments, credit, compliance, audit, cybersecurity, fraud, a whole litany of things of life kind of in the banking world, the finance world.
Yes.
Talk about that program from your perspective and what it's meant either for you personally or for the Army.
Yeah, so I'll say, man, the program is limitless. So me personally, coming into the program, I've always was interested in banking. Didn't get the opportunity before the military. So for me, when I saw the opportunity to do training with industry and to do it with a bank and having the ability to learn the inside and outside of a financial institution, I jumped at the opportunity when it was presented to me. Just taking a step back at the program. So again, like you said, program's been around since 1970, and it was stood up to bridge the gap between the dispersing component and banking. So when we go into, say, a conflict or into a theater or a foreign country, and we need to get access of cash to support operations, we're able to go into a foreign financial institution and talk the talk and walk the walk of a banker. And going through this training with industry program going through those departments that you mentioned, Tom, and getting that education, we do have that firsthand knowledge. So that way we can look at the reports, look at the balance sheet, look at their certifications. Do they have a vault? Are they a actual standing business that we can use the government funds so that way we can get cash on that economy? And those are the tools that we get from the program. And one of the things now is everybody wants a banking officer to be in that organization for that exact reason, to support large-scale combat operations.
I didn't know that I knew all that.
Oh, I know. Well
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, definitely. So since its inception, the program has also expanded to include what we call the short course. I think we've had.
So we'll take a step back though, because the course you were a full-time student, if you will, right? So is it 9 to 12 month time frame? Is that what it was when you were here?
We'll say 11 months.
Let's go with 11, 10.5 to split the difference. Yeah. And then back to where you're headed with that too. But yeah, we had 2 students typically go through that program. And then we've had the luxury of getting creative. Renee's helped, Jose Rivera helped, and now we've got a short course.
Yeah.
The course. So like when it first started back in 1970, it was just only one officer that went through training with industry. Then I want to say it was like around 2007, 2008, they incorporated the one bank, one officer and one NCO. So those two go as a team. And typically the way it worked in a perfect year is those two will pair up and they'll go to either Hawaii together to be the Pacific banking team, or Germany to be the European banking team. And then the officer and NCO were split. So for that third year, they'll go to Fort Knox to serve as the CENTCOM banking NCO. And then that other officer will go to USFMCOM, United States Army Financial Management Command, to serve as the DA banking officer.
Coming out of the long program, the original program.
Yeah. Back to your question, because Tom kind of jumped.
He does
that. I do that.
He does that.
It's a problem.
I'm trying to teach him manners.
So as far as the short course, the short version of that course, the operation of making a short course.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. So that course was developed again with Miss Renee and my predecessor, Major Rivera, to give more opportunities. So the training with industry opportunity is only offered to active duty soldiers. However, the short course, now you got the National Guard component and the reserve component that's also able to attend and gain that banking knowledge through the short course. So they may not hit all 26 departments that the active duty TWI personnel hit, but they do get an extensive amount of knowledge. And so it's 3 phases. So they have the online phase, and they go into the 1 week at Armed Forces Bank, and then they come here at USFMCOM and get that final phase for the operational piece of it. But the knowledge, they still get that same knowledge. And again, it's a great opportunity offered to all 3 components.
And so on top of that, would there be any things that you would throw out there as, I don't know, call it a 30-second commercial for people that might think they're interested in this, they're on the edge and they maybe need that push. And if they are interested, how do they raise their hand and get considered to be part of one of the upcoming slates for one of the upcoming courses? Okay, so if you are someone that are interested in attending the Operational Banking short course, you can go to the USFMCOM SharePoint page, go to training opportunities, where they'll see the tab for the Operational Banking short course. If you click that tab, it provides you with all the information for all 3 iterations that are given, as well as what you need to provide. So provide your last 3 evaluations, your ability to pass a height and weight test, and a letter of recommendation from your commander. And I'll get that. On the flip side, if you have trouble with technology, you can always email me at my military email. That's Terrell, that's TERRELL.w.Murdoch, that's MURDOCK.mil@army.mil. And I'll be happy to assist. Excellent.
Wow. What's your cell number?
Where do you live?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Give
him Tom's cell phone number.
Yeah. 555.
Yeah.
Nah, he won't answer.
Right.
Whoa.
He does know you.
Thank you for joining us today, Terrell. We are
in the podcast over. Click. Yeah.
But talk about more of the selection process too. I know that people will be chomping at the bit to get their names in the hat to try to be part of this. And it's 3 times a year typically that these short courses are rolled out. and fulfilled. But process-wise, again, there's Guard, there's reservists. Now we've added Marines, if I'm not mistaken. So we're expanding the horizon a little bit to different branches of service, but they come into these programs and then they just go back to normal life after they go through that 3-phase process. Is that right?
As a military spouse, I understand how unpredictable life can be. Whether it's a PCS move or just everyday expenses, money can be tight. That's why it's so important to have a checking account that works for you.
Armed Forces Bank offers our Access Freedom checking accounts designed with military families in mind. If you're looking for no monthly fees, early military pay, and no fee access to over 38,000 ATMs nationwide, we've got you covered. Plus, with our user-friendly mobile app, managing your money is a breeze, no matter where you're stationed.
And with about 75% of our team affiliated with the military, Armed Forces Bank really understands the challenges faced by the military and their families. We've been supporting military families for over 100 years, so you know we'll always have your back.
If you're ready for a checking account that's as flexible as you are, head over to afbank.com or visit a branch near you. Armed Forces Bank, serving those who serve. Member FDIC, $25 opening deposit and e-statements required. Direct deposit required for early military pay. Closing new accounts within 90 days of opening will result in a $25 early closure fee. Message and data rates charged by your mobile phone carrier may apply.
So once they're done, they do go back to their regular unit. However, they do receive a skill identifier from completing the course. So with that skill identifier, they are identified as someone that's went through the course and has the ability to conduct banking operations if needed. So the way it's conducted is any event, say we go into theater, say we're spread out. We got some things going on in the Pacific, some things going on in Central America, and I'm too busy. I'm bogged down doing what I have to do. Well, we have individuals identified that we can locate within those units that have the experience and the knowledge to be able to conduct banking operations within that area of operations. I do my best not to say acronyms. I'm going to say AOR, but all those Army acronyms can get a little confusing.
Jodi would have known that.
Tom will just make up acronyms and act like they mean something, so it's fine.
Yes.
That's how we get through our day. Sorry, Tom. When you were in the program, what did you enjoy most about it?
So for me, I loved everything about it because I completely nerded out, right?
I thought you were going to say Tom. You love Tom.
Hey.
I mean, Tom was okay. He didn't give me enough free swag. He should give me some more free swag, but that's the AR comment for another day.
But we gave them to a lot of others that went through the program. So yeah, we chose not to give some to you.
Okay.
Renee will take care of you.
Yeah.
No, but I like I said, I nerded out when I went through the program because all that stuff fascinated me. So getting that knowledge of, when applying for a credit card, these are the things you should look for or you should include in the initial entry. Because a lot of people don't know that stuff, right? They get frightened by applying for a credit card, learning that, hey, there's a bot system that is the first initial entry to reviewing a credit or your real estate application for that piece of it. People don't know that stuff. So learning that behind the scenes, talking to the real estate section, the portfolio section, meeting the CFO, the CEO, the comptroller, going through HR was okay. It wasn't. Yeah, but it was more nerve-wracking, all the stuff that they deal with. But going through the debit card section, reviewing the fraud, that was very exciting too, because I didn't know that much was going on behind the scenes, or even knowing people are continually trying to hack the system, and there's things in place that prevents it. So they even give me a comfort of knowing how secure my own personal assets are with a financial institution, and the due diligence that the personnel working behind the scenes are doing. And not only that, but the additional training that's being offered and that they have to do, that's mandated, so that way they stay up to date on their own craft as well as overall within the industry. So for me, learning that commercial side of it was fantastic. Now on a pluser note is being in the military, you do get accustomed to being in the military. And after a certain point, you feel like this is all I can do. This is all I am. So having that break and going through training with industry, I did learn that, hey, on that level, I can compete and I can do well I kind of compare myself to some of the employees that work there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I could do that. So I left there with a sense of comfort that I can go into the commercial sector and I can do well.
I think he just said he's coming for your job, Tom.
I know. Well, I'm a silver platter. So yeah, but you think about career transitioning, right? That you're in for 20 years, you're in for 10, for whatever number. It's scary, the transitioning process, and to be able to sort of have a side-by-side program that lets you test the waters, if you will, and see how you compete, and also see if you even want a career after in the civilian world to be in that field.
So you talked about the skill identifier too, but aside from that, how does participation in a course like this while you're still in the military, how does it help you in terms of career advancement or your plans within the military?
Yeah. So as far as like that piece of it, one thing I've learned is my time as the Army banking officer, I'm the only one. There's no one else that does what I am doing. So at that piece of it, just you have a lot of people relying on you. So if you do your job well, just like anything else, right, your name will travel. So it would open up more opportunities for you within the finance corps. So that's one of the benefits. The other part is having the ability to do things like this. You know, if I would never did that opportunity, I wouldn't be here right now.
So we're going to have you talk on behalf of the entire Army. Okay, you ready?
No pressure.
Okay.
Because apparently this program's been going a long time, right? It's gotten the endorsement, if you will, from the highest level. It's meaningful. It matters. It's part of a long-term play, maybe, to get more people engaged, more people educated, adept in the theater of finance. And so put your Department of the Army hat on to a point where how does it benefit the department, this TWI program, training with industry, and maybe why it matters? And talk a little bit about, if you put a crystal ball in front of you, what would it look like down the road? Does it look the same? I don't know. A lot of conjecture here, a lot of speculation about stuff, but first and foremost, why does it matter to you now, the Army?
So why does it matter? So the Army did a thing a year ago. It was the Force Design Update Junior. And what this did was it established banking officers in different areas. So previously, the only true banking officer was the job that I'm sitting in right now as the Army banking officer. Everywhere else, it was additional duty. So that shows you, by them making an official assignment for the Pacific, for Germany, for CENTCOM, to ensure that there are banking teams that are documented, that tells you the way going forward and how they see things going. And as we know, as the conflict moves forward, one of the more popular things that has even recently came up was, hey, the need for more banking officers, because as the fight gets spread out, we're going to get thinner. You know, as nothing's going on, we're solid as a corporate. We're going to get thinner. So as those small teams push out, you're going to need people with banking knowledge. So that's the first thing. And then the second part, again, with that short course, we're able to increase the footprint of that banking knowledge. So even if you don't have a training with industry graduate, you have somebody that attended the short course. And that person who attended the short course can also expand on their knowledge within their unit. So that way it can affect the overall fight. And the only way to affect the fight is having cash on the battlefield.
Yeah. So if you did fast forward, I still think this thing is viable. It's relevant. It's important. It matters. We need to be fluid as the Army is fluid, be cognizant of what's going on in the landscape out there, but also provide the resources for you and get you the information you need that'll help you be successful on the battlefield too. So you see this continuing for a while?
Yes, I see it continuing for a while. And I mean, I even see the demand potentially growing just because we're learning of how things are right now. And banking is more important thing. Because as you look at technology, right, not only cash, but the cryptos, EFT, just having a way to get cash from one point to another.
Yeah, money movement. Yeah.
So having someone within training with industry, learning the latest and greatest ways of getting cash, transferring cash, that technology, getting that firsthand knowledge of industry, and then taking that back to the Army, you're going to always need the capability.
A very good point.
Yeah. Terrell, this is a personal question. You ready?
All right.
What's the day in the life of Major Murdoch at work? Keep it at work.
That's a good clarification, Tom.
I know I had to throw it in there the last second.
Okay, a day in the life.
Without giving away too much information, what's the day in the life?
Do some PT, check emails, assist my AOR banking officers, as well as bank liaison officers at all the different garrisons, managing contracts to ensure everybody have what they need. But the biggest thing of my role is supporting. It's supporting requests, and supporting personnel to ensure that we constantly have everybody with their banking needs.
So soon, and we won't give away dates, but at some point your role as Army banking officer comes to an end, right? You pass the torch, pass the baton. And so what's the legacy you want to leave for maybe the successor?
Successor.
Did I use that correctly?
You did not. So
a plethora of successors? Yeah.
Yes, for the person that comes after you, we'll say.
So, okay, the legacy that I want to leave.
Yeah.
I'll say to someone that's supportive, someone that was a part of the solution, that actively found a way to yes, and overall someone that left my seat better than I received it.
That is a really good answer. I'd hire him today.
It's like deep thoughts on Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's embedded goodness right there. So as you think about, and I don't know how far out that transition is for you, but are there things that you have on your radar as things that you still want to tackle, things that are maybe areas of concern, or I think on the flip side, maybe a more positive spin? What are the things about the experience in the seat that you're the most grateful for?
I'm going to start with that one first. So more grateful for.
I figured he's going to have a really good answer for this.
I know.
I'll say the ability to continue to talk to Miss Renee and Tom.
Oh, I thought you were just going to stop at Renee.
I do. Hey, and I'm glad you stopped at Renee. Yeah.
Well, can we edit? We'll edit that.
Hey, believe it or not, Tom, me and Tom talk more than we did when I was in the program.
Yeah.
So we talk more now than back then.
Let's not change a thing, Terrell.
No, but so at this level that I'm sitting in, I see a whole lot. So stuff that I probably would never even known about, I hear about it firsthand. And then that knowledge gap, it's a big knowledge gap from working at the company or battalion level to working at the corps level. So things that I was confused about or was never even aware of or tracking, I get that knowledge firsthand. Second thing is the associations. So I get to deal with different agencies, so like Federal Reserve, Treasury. So whether this is being somebody sitting on the sideline, I'm actually interacting with those individuals that are in some key seats. Something that I never would have even been a part of. Traveling. I've traveled more than you can ever imagine in this seat. I've been places that I probably never would have went. So just having that opportunity to see the world, and it's all paid for by the government, which is another thing that I'm grateful for. Because me personally, I'm all about doing new things and experiencing new things. Because I feel a lot of time when you grow up in a certain area, you kind of just stay there your whole life and you don't actually spread out too far or eat new things. So having the ability to be in this seat, go new places, go farther where I've been, meet people, develop mentors, friendships. So again, like I said before at the beginning of this podcast, the opportunities from doing training with industry now to here were limitless and beyond whatever I thought I was getting myself into prior to just submitting my packet for training with industry.
Right there's the 30-second commercial.
No kidding.
Yeah, bottle that up.
There's a lot of people, Terrell, that are going to be proud of you for your responses today. So you're doing a fantastic job. Did you ask what his biggest fear was?
No, not yet.
We can ask him that?
What's your biggest fear, Terrell?
Not like spiders or something, but just in general.
Spiders, yeah.
Or Tom, I'm a very deep individual. So my biggest fear is leaving this earth without fulfilling my purpose. That's my biggest fear. I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, I mean, no, we don't have any more questions.
Tom.
No, I'm still absorbing all this great Great
very
answers too.
thoughtful answers.
So any other plugs, any other comments, anything that you want to say about training with industry or about your time in the military, or any parting words as we wind this down?
First, if there's someone that wants to apply for training with industry, I would say visit the Finance and Comptroller School webpage. So that's finance.army.mil. So once you get to that site, you'll see FCNet, which you should sign up for because they send out the news for all things finance on that. But sign up for the FCNet located on Mill Suite. And by doing that, it will post the announcement for the training with industry each year. So that way you're able to apply.
Very good.
Now, as far as any parting words go,
be nice.
This is what I'll leave with as any parting words is always find a way to yes. So if that person who tells you no, continue until you can find a person that can tell you yes. And that's something I live by, because oftentimes in my life, in my journey, people have told me, no, I couldn't do this, or no, I couldn't do that, but they wasn't the person that could tell me yes. So I continued on my journey. I continue going until, I identify that person. And oftentimes that person is you. You're the person that's going to tell you no. You're the person that's going to tell you yes. So if that's something that you want to do in life, I'll say continue pushing forward toward that goal, toward that dream, because everything in life is limitless. And at the end of the day, it depends on you.
So I'm going to add on to that. Did you come to that realization on your own that you didn't want to take no for an answer, or did something happen, or did somebody tell you that you should take a different approach, or was it all self-reflection and you took it on yourself?
Tom, that's a very good question. Most don't ask that question. So there's a story behind it. So me and my buddy, Corton Shelley, we was in our officer bowling together at Fort Benning. So once we graduated the armor school, we was in like a snowboarding phase. Basically, we were just there waiting the PCS. So we wanted to go to Pathfinder school. And we were told by the school's person that we were with, like, no, you can't go to Pathfinder school. But they had slots. It was like, why we can't go? They got slots. So like, no, you can't go, you're armor. So me and Carlton Shelley, we were both second lieutenant at the time. That's the lowest ranking you can be for an officer. We went down to the Pathfinder school. It was like, hey, I'm trying to get into the school. They was like, oh, it's full, but we got some extra slots this month. You got to go through your schools. And they was like, well, the school said we can't do it. It was like, well, go to this place. So we went to the headquarters, the airborne headquarters. We went to the airborne headquarters and we met the secretary. Secretary was like, oh, no, you can't get into the course. So then we started storming the halls. We was looking for the colonel who's over the school. And I was like, hey man, we're gonna get in trouble. And then he told me that quote. He's like, my mom told me, she was like, never accept a no from somebody that can't tell you yes. He's no longer serving in the military, but I took that slogan on for myself, and I've used that into my career on a lot of things. And as you can see, I've achieved that goal of getting Pathfinder, and it was because I never accepted a no from somebody who did not tell me yes.
Yeah, I have
great story, great lesson. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Is it time?
It is time. Have you been looking forward to this?
Kind of. I think he's going to know the answer to the last episode's question.
Oh, okay. So we'll give it a go. We're going to play Military Minute. So it's your lucky day. So I don't know if you've missed the setup, but we're very excited. Tom's very excited to play our military trivia game. It's not really military trivia.
Not really.
It's military
Sometimes
minute.
It's like pop culture stuff.
And it's trivia.
Yeah.
So not really military trivia. So last podcast episode, we had a guest on that was a comedian. And so if you know the answer to this one, you are welcome to say it out loud because the cat is out of the bag, as they say with our audience. So according to Rolling Stone magazine, who is the best stand-up comedian of all time?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Wait a minute.
Tom's got the list of the top 50, so he's going to check you real quick. Not the one we were looking for.
He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th.
Oh, what a good guess. You guessed better than I
Good
did.
guess. You got 41 more to go. No, that would be 49 more to go. I'm doing the math well.
I mean, according to Rolling Stone, who, I guess they know.
I know.
I mean, maybe it is David Chappelle and they just don't know.
Yeah.
But according to Rolling Stone, they think it was Richard Pryor.
I was going to say Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
I always say that too, Terrell, whenever I get it wrong.
No, I was going to say Richard Pryor, but within like the past 2 years, Dave Chappelle resurfaced.
Yeah.
He received a lot of accolades, and some would say he has surpassed Richard Pryor's numbers.
Oh, we should write Rolling Stone and tell them they got it wrong.
They should. You should. And say Major Murdoch said that.
I'm going to need your signature. So if you are in our audience and you guessed or had an informed answer and said Richard Pryor, watch for your name to be dropped as the one that was selected with the right answer that will receive $50 for yourself and $50 to a charity of your choice. And this week's Military Minute, you can't answer this one out loud, but you can
He doesn't know the answer.
He might.
Nah.
So raise your hand, I guess, if you know, because then we'll know that you know.
Okay.
But you can't say it. So you could raise your hand anyway, and we'd think you knew.
Because I didn't know it, he won't know it.
Oh, it's about Indianapolis. That doesn't make any sense. What famous tune did Albert von Tilzer write? Your face is the face I made. Nobody on planet Earth is going to know. They won't even know how to spell that to Google it.
It'll take a little extra work.
Albert von Tilzer wrote a little ditty, a famous tune. What would it be? If you know the answer.
And it's not about Jack and Diane.
It is not Jack and Diane. I tell you a story offline about that one. But if you know the answer, when this podcast drops, drop it in the comments. And then you too could be selected from the right answer list to get $50 for yourself and $50 to a charity of your choice. I don't know where you got that random one, but good job, Tom.
I know. Well, it's the 75th episode. It has to be a classic.
Yeah.
Well, if I would have answered that question correctly, would I have received $50? And then
Tom will personally pay you $50. Yeah. He's good for it.
I'll just give you some swag.
The long-awaited swag.
Thank you again. Thanks for a great episode with you. And so thank you for spending time with us. If you enjoyed today's episode, go out to afbank.com and subscribe to the show. Also, make sure, Terrell, that you rate us. Leave us a comment on your favorite podcast platform, such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify and YouTube. Normally,
all the places.
Well done, sir.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Copyright Armed Forces Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All non-Armed Forces Bank owned apps, websites, company names, and product names are trademarks or registered trademarks of their respective owners. Their mention does not imply any affiliation with or endorsement by Armed Forces Bank of them or their products and services. They are merely used as examples of the many available apps, companies, and websites that offer similar services. Before using any app or website, you should carefully review the terms of use, data collection, and privacy policy. Apps may have an initial cost or in-application purchase features. This information is general in nature and is not intended to be legal, tax, or financial advice. Although Armed Forces Bank believes this information to be accurate, it cannot ensure that it could change. Statements or opinions of individuals referenced herein are their own, not Armed Forces Bank. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation and respective governing bodies for applicable laws, such as irs.gov for current tax law. Armed Forces Bank, the Armed Forces Bank logo, and the Militarily Speaking logo are registered trademarks of Armed Forces Bank.